When I was 14, I moved to Malta for 1 year. I had never been there before, so the country and its culture was totally new for me. I have noticed many differences compared to Germany from the very beginning of my stay. But most of my cultural experience I got from my school. I went to a Catholic church school for girls only. This was quite challenging for me in the first weeks, as I neither believe in the Catholic Church nor was I used to attending a girls' school. The whole country is strictly Catholic, so one would never find a school that teaches additionally another religion or offers an ethics class. This was something I really needed to get used to. We would pray every morning during assembly, and there was not one single student who believed in another religion. In my home country, Germany, this would be unimaginable. The church there is divided into a Catholic and a Protestant church. In a school, you would always find at least 3 different options for the religious education: a Catholic and a Protestant class, and of course, an ethics class for students who believe in another or no religion at all. As you probably can tell from what you have heard so far, Malta's citizens, and especially the elderly people, are very conservative. One example that always comes to my mind when I talk about the culture and the mindset of the people is the following. Every time I mentioned that my parents are separated, everyone who was involved in the conversation immediately felt uncomfortable. I got reactions like, "Oh, I'm sorry for you," or "Oh, I'm sorry for asking," if they asked me a question about my family before. The first few times this happened to me, I was quite confused because I did not understand why they were reacting like this. Then my mom told me that in Malta, divorce only became legal 3 years ago. This was quite shocking for me, and of course, from that moment on, I knew why everyone was behaving so weirdly about the separation of my parents. Probably, I was the first person they knew whose parents are actually not together anymore. This topic was in fact still a so-called taboo subject, especially for a kid like me. That was hard to believe. When I think of times when divorce was not allowed or had a bad reputation, the early to middle 20th century comes to my mind. So basically the years in which most of our grandparents were born. It was really surprising for me that such huge differences in society still exist, even between European countries.